Hey peeps, and welcome back to Lex and Big T's Extravaganza. Extravaganza. But yeah, so in today's video, I actually wanted to discuss something that has to do with one of my favorite bloggers that actually encouraged me to get a channel started. But yeah, a channel started. So and that is D&B Nation. Now I wasn't gonna do a video about them because I'm like, they're like the biggest hype right now on YouTube, and it got so much going on with the relationship and what so forth, and everybody's in like this big old controversy about whether it's real or fake, or real or fake, or real or fake. Honestly, I don't know. Maybe it is real, maybe they are having problems in relationships because, you know, problems in relationships do exist, or maybe, you know, it's fake. Who knows? But there's one thing that I wanted to cover that I'm tired of seeing you guys, you know, bash about when it comes to Biannca. Now, um, depression, postpartum depression. Postpartum depression is real, guys. I seen that, and in one of the recent videos that I watched, that they were saying that she has it, and that she's been acting so moody and looking tired and all this stuff because of her postpartum depression, and she was saying how she feels bad because she's the way she's been acting towards everybody and whatever. And like in their comment sections, like a whole bunch of people talking about, oh, they're trying to use something to cover up what they did because everything is so fake. So now they're trying to cover up their fake breakup and blah, 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 blah. Now, when it comes to postpartum depression, people shouldn't play about stuff like that. And I honestly don't think that they would go as far as playing with postpartum depression. Like, honest to God, when after I had Mekhi, I was depressed like a mother effer, guys. Like, didn't really want to eat. I didn't have as much of an appetite. I used to look at Mekhi and was like, you know, why did I bring you into such a crazy world, and question my motherhood so much. Like, even before I gave birth to Mekhi, like, I was depressed. Not before I was pregnant, I was depressed during my pregnancy. And that was for two reasons. One, because of my stillborn. So I was like so nervous about, you know, making sure that this pregnancy went well, and the same thing that happened the first time didn't happen the second time. And the fact that I was so hurt from my first stillbirth, it caused me to be distant with this pregnancy. Like, I wasn't as close to Mekhi as I was to my first baby. Like, I was so distant. I was like, just in case something happened, I don't get hurt again, or I won't feel it. And like, I was not as much as rubbing my belly or talking to him and stuff like I did with my first baby. Like, it was like so different with my first compared to Mekhi because of, you know, yeah, you know, your first is always different. So I was like depressed throughout like my whole pregnancy, but I was managing. But then like towards the end, when the days started getting closer and closer for me to give birth, I just got more depressed. And like in my head, I think, you know what, when I give birth, you know, like all that is gonna go away because I'm gonna finally have it in my hand, and I'm gonna be like so happy and excited that I won't even have a time to be sad. But after I gave birth, I was just like I was still depressed, because then that's when it like really hit me. Like, I started to realize, I'm like, yo, like, I'm responsible for a whole nother life. Like, that's when it like really, really, really hit me, like, yo. But yeah, so I was just like, yo, like, every decision that I make from like now on is gonna affect this kid. So stuff like that used to like scare me, and it caused me to be depressed because I was like, what if I make the wrong decisions? What if I'm a bad mom? What if I'm this? So that made me want to become even more distant from Mekhi, because like, hey, if I'm not close to him and I'm not, you know, I feel like I'm not making any decisions, or I don't have any responsibility towards him, then hey, what am I doing wrong besides the fact of, you know, just keeping distant? So I felt like as long as I was distant, there is nothing that can go wrong. Like, I couldn't make any wrong decisions, nothing can go wrong. So I used to like, every time when like he was around me or whatever, I used to be like, I used to tell his dad to take him. I'd be like, yo, Thomas, you know, take Mekhi, or hey, the baby's crying, go get him. Like, I'll change his diaper and feed him, of course, but like as part of like bonding time, like even Thomas be like, yo, take your son, sing to him, you know, make him laugh, play with him, like, you know, like, stop being so distant. But it was like very hard for me because I was depressed the whole time. Like, I was like, damn, like, how am I gonna be able to support this kid? Like, how am I gonna make sure that I'm doing the right thing? Like, you know, like, I was thinking about all of that, and I'm like, why did I bring him into this world? Like, I just felt like a big failure. Like, I felt a lot of things, but all I know is that I was like really sad and I had like the baby blues for a while. Even till now, sometimes I get like random thoughts in my head, but like I feel much better versus what I felt before. But I get random thoughts in my head still. Like I remember, like at a point in time, I was like, do I really want to be with Thomas? Was he the right person for me to have a kid with? You know, a lot of stuff. Like I used to question everything. I'm just like, yo, like Big T, like, you know, like what's going on, like, you know, whatever. Like I used to have random arguments with him, like how you see Biannca and Damien argue. Like I used to have like random arguments with him too, like how they argued. I used to always be angry with him all the time. I was getting rude, slick for no reason. I couldn't understand why, but then I finally linked it, like it was because of that. Like it was because I was oppressed and I felt sad, because now I feel much better. I don't really act the same or have the same attitude towards him anymore. Like, you know, like cleaned up my act a little bit, but it's better than how it was before. And now Mekhi is like 3.5 months, so look how long it took for me to actually, you know, be able to cope with my condition. So yeah, I don't think Damien and Biannca are, you know, faking it. I don't think you guys should be bashing her, because what if she is struggling with postpartum depression? The fact that you guys are saying all these things to her as a person can also, you know, affect her negatively. And if that tends to happen, you know, who knows what can happen next? God forbid. Like, you know, people commit suicide. Suicide is real, guys. So I think y'all need to like back off a little bit, because you never know what they're really going through behind closed doors. Like, you know, and you don't want to be that person that causes somebody else to jump off a cliff. Not saying that she's gonna jump off a cliff. I'm saying is just don't be that person to push them to the edge, because trust me, I know the feeling of when you're already down in the dumps and you have people, you know, hitting you, sitting there pulling you lower and lower and lower, and they're just bashing and bashing and bashing. Like, a lot of people didn't know what I was going through, and they'd say a lot of stuff and do a lot of things that made me feel even worse. Like, I'd even have days, like, where I would, you know, think and be like, yo, do I even deserve to live? There's times where I wanted to end my life while I was pregnant, even though I had Mekhi inside of me. You guys be surprised. Like, I was one of those, but hey, like, you can overcome it. Like, as long as you have the right support. Like, Thomas was supporting me all along the way. Like, emotionally, Thomas is not very an emotional person, so, you know, I can't really say, like, emotionally, like, he was my greatest support, but emotional wise, like, he used to try his best to keep me happy, like go out of his way to make sure that I had what I need, and try to make sure that I was happy. And you know, and even though sometimes, you know, I was like so ungrateful, and I used to be like, man, no, leave me alone, blah blah blah, you didn't do this like how I wanted it, blah blah. Like, I was like such a bitch when I was pregnant, and like a little bit out of after postpartum too. But like now, like, I can look back and be like, okay, like, I see the reasons why I was the way that I was, and now I'm like more happy, more joyful. And that's only because I had, you know, the uplifting and the support of those around me. So when people are going through stuff like that, you can't just keep dragging them through the dumps, guys. Like, come on. She may be struggling with something real, like I said before. So you don't want to be that evil person that causes somebody else to do something crazy because of what other people are saying. And yeah, you guys might go into saying, oh, what if she shouldn't be so weak-minded to let people say this and say that. Or, you know, if she does something, she probably already had the intentions of doing it. But you guys be surprised how all it takes is one word, one little word, to go and make somebody feel like life is over for themselves. So instead of bashing them or trying to figure out whether it's real or fake or whatever the case is, just pray for them. Pray for them. Uplift them. What can possibly go wrong by you just giving someone positivity? A lot can go wrong with negative, you know, comments and influence and so forth. But what can possibly go wrong with positive influence? And even let's say if she does go and does something crazy, or let's say if it was, you know, fake or whatever the case is, I don't know, but at least you know at the end of the day that you did your part. You were doing something positive. Like, you didn't have to be like everybody else and, you know, dragging them through the dumps, being that person, you know. Like, I hate when I go on somebody's page or like on a vlogger's video and I see comments in the bottom and it's like people just all negative. Like, if you really don't like what's going on or you don't like what you see, keep your opinions to yourself and just move on. Unsubscribe. It's simple. Like, it's really not that hard, people. And I should be the one to speak because I'm the type of person, I'm very opinionated. I'm very blunt. I speak my mind. Like, I don't care. And it offends a lot of people. And I don't mean to, but it's like when I speak my mind, it's not based off of like me trying to put somebody through the dumps. No, like, with Biannca, like if she's going through postpartum, I'll be like, that's probably still not an excuse for your behavior, but at the end of the day, I understand what you're going through, and I'll give them some uplifting words as well. So it's not like I drag people through the dumps. No, I just keep it real, let them know what it is, and at the same time, tell them, give them advice on how they can better themselves, and encourage them at the same time. So you can't just drag people down and not, you know, you can't just drop somebody, drag them down and not lift them back up. When somebody falls, you pick them up. So you may be the one that dropped them. Pick them up. Don't be, or somebody else dropped them. Pick them up. It doesn't matter. I'm just tired of seeing the foolishness. And then, like, there's other people who are doing videos about them just to get, like, the hype, you know, reaction videos, blah, blah, blah. Like, really, guys, like, these people are really going through something. And you guys have all your opinions about what they're going through and trying to figure out whether it's real or fake. I can't tell you how many reaction videos I've seen for D&B Nation. Like, this video right here, this is not a reaction video. I'm not reacting to what they got going on because, you know, they're human. It's human. Whether it's real, fake, whatever, they're human. Like, human do fake things to, you know, maybe they're doing it to make money or up their views or subscribers. They're human. Or maybe they actually are going through stuff. They're human, regardless. But all I'm saying is, stop dragging her through the dirt. Like, she's not the only person that's to fault at this. Because if you were in her position, how would you feel? You wouldn't want somebody with a camera all up in your face either. Like, come on, they both have their wrongs. And everybody seems to be bashing Biannca the most. If you guys watch most of their video, you'll see how aggressive Damien is, verbally and physically. So, y'all need to chill. Like, y'all don't know what goes on behind closed doors. So, nobody can really say anything about them, period. You know, all you can do is just see what you see and make assumptions. Not make assumptions, but give comments based on what you see in the video. But don't be bashing based on things that you don't see. Because you don't know what happens behind the closed door. And I can tell you, people have a lot of stuff in their closet. There's a lot of things that goes behind closed doors. And, you know, some people know how to cope with it, some people can't. And you might be like, oh, well, they don't have to put their business out on camera, blah, blah. Like, Damien, I don't blame him. Like, me personally, I don't really have much friends. And the friends I do have, they're not really nearby. Like, they're far. Like, they're distant away from me. So I can't really see them all the time or be able to speak to them all the time or, you know, have time to myself with other people or whatever. So when I do need somebody to talk to, you know, turn on the camera. A lot of my videos I don't post because it's personal stuff, but then it's like at the same time it still feels like I'm releasing to somebody, to someone. So yeah, so maybe that was Damien's way of releasing and Biannca's way of releasing. They don't have each other at the moment. They were, you know, in different locations, motel and home, but they're releasing to you and they just wanted to give you guys an update. That should tell you guys something, that they care enough to let you know what's going on. And they didn't just disappear on you guys and didn't upload videos for 2 weeks just because they're going through their own personal issues. Right or wrong, it's the same way as a job. Even if you're, you know, going through stuff at home, your boyfriend broke up with you, your girlfriend broke up with you, you still got to get up and go to work and make that money, right? Right. So leave them alone. Now, with that being said, that's really all I wanted to say with my video. Mekhi's starting to fuss a little bit, so I'm going to go and tend to my baby. But don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Leave your opinions down below. You guys can go ahead and say whatever you guys want to say, and I'll be sure to give you a response, whether it's positive, negative, or whatever you guys think. Just leave it down below. Tell a friend so they can tell a friend so they can tell a friend. And don't forget to click that subscribe button, guys. And no, I know the video, I didn't have the video of the whatever happened in my video, but you guys seen it. I'm pretty sure you guys have if you guys are watching this video, so there's no need to link the video of D&B Nation in my video. Okay, guys, so until next time, peeps, deuces.